Okay, in this video, I'm going to go over the quiz from the fall semester, and we'll just go ahead and work through these questions here. So the first question is, given the following class Pokemon here, write the get type accessor method, so the getter. Okay, well, we see that type here is an array of strings, so basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to create a copy of the array. Okay, anytime you have an array as an instance variable, you need to do that. So we'll do public string get type. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy. So we'll do for int I equals 0. Well, actually, first, I guess what we should do is we should initialize our copy. So we'll do copy equals new string, and we will make it the same size as whatever type is. Okay, and then we'll do for int I equals 0, I is less than type.length, I plus plus, and we will do copy sub I equals type I, and then we will return copy. Okay. So the inclination might be to just do return type, okay, but that wouldn't be correct. When it's an array, you have to go ahead and make this copy so that you don't violate information hiding. Okay, so that's the answer to number 1. Number 2, given the following classes, what will happen when you try to compile and run the impl class? Okay, well, so we have this public class monster with a monster constructor that just prints out monster. Then we have a dragon, which extends monster. So dragon is a subclass of monster. And it has its own constructor, which just prints out dragon. Okay, and then we have a main method that does some instantiations. Okay, so it looks like this will all compile just fine. When we do monster m1 equals new monster, then that's going to go ahead and print monster. Okay. When we create a new dragon object, okay, remember when we instantiate a subclass, it first calls the constructor of the superclass. Okay, so this one is actually going to print dragon, or sorry, it's going to print monster, then dragon. Okay, so we'll go monster, and then a monster, and then dragon. And then same thing here, even though it doesn't really matter what I'm using over here on the left side in terms of how I'm referring to it, the fact that I instantiate a dragon means that it's going to execute first the monster constructor and then the dragon constructor. So this should print also monster and then dragon. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3, create a class called thing that cannot be instantiated. Okay, so the clue about it not being instantiated means that it has to be an abstract class. So we'll do public class thing, and it needs to be abstract. Okay, and it needs to have this abstract method. So public abstract, I guess make it void, blah. Okay, and abstract methods, we just put a semicolon. We don't put any curly braces. We don't do any kind of implementation because we're indicating that this needs to be implemented in a subclass. Okay, so that's how you would do the first part. And then the second class, public class stuff extends thing. That's how we make it a subclass. Okay, and provide enough code to allow both classes to compile. So in order for this to compile, I need to go ahead and put in a public void blah. Okay, and if I just put in empty curly braces that don't do anything, then that will be enough to make it compile. Okay, so that's basically how I would do number 3. All right, number 4, create a custom exception class, Pokemon too large exception. This exception should be unchecked, okay? So in this case, I am going to do public class Pokemon to large exception extends. And now if I wanted it to be checked, I would extend exception. If I want it to be unchecked, then I would extend runtime exception. Okay? And this is actually all I need to do. Okay? I could add in a constructor or multiple constructors, any other things that I want, but I don't have to. This is all I need to do in order to create my custom exception class. Okay, and now number 5, what will happen when I try to compile and run? Okay, so I have this abstract class color, and it has a public attribute called name, and it has a constructor. Okay, and then I have this implementation class, public class impl, that does color C equals new color and passes in red and then tries to print c.name. Okay, well, color is an abstract class. Okay, so we know that this line right here, this program is not even going to compile. Okay, so this program won't compile because color is abstract. So when you try to do color C equals new color red, it will generate, well, when I say it, I should say the compiler will complain that color is abstract and cannot be instantiated. So this wouldn't even compile. Okay? So those are the answers for the quiz that I gave last semester, fall of 2019. So you can take a look at that and hopefully use that to help you study for the quiz that's upcoming next week.